Honestly, I swear, at first I didn't believe it. I was there, sitting at my table, looking at my bank account, and I was thinking, how am I going to reach that famous million? You know, that dream that always seems a little too far away, a little unreal. I wanted to succeed, to have that financial freedom, but I didn't know where to start. And believe me, the fear of failure, it sticks to you. Every little failure, every bad choice, it makes you doubt yourself. But you get the idea. It's not just about money. It's about mindset, discipline, and knowing when to seize the right opportunities at the right time. And let me tell you something. This road, it's so worth it. Because once you understand the steps, once you form the right habits, everything changes. So tell me, do you really want to achieve your premier million? So stay with me. Because what I'm going to tell you today is exactly the path that smart investors take. Yes, the one that transforms stress, frustration, and uncertainty into strategy, patience, and ultimately, freedom. Honestly, I thought it would never happen. But wait until you see how everything changed when I started thinking differently, acting intelligently, and following the right methods. And trust me, you can do it too. You just have to know where to put your feet and how to move forward, step by step. You know, getting rich isn't just about money. No, real wealth starts in the mind. And trust me, that changes everything. Before you touch your first dollar, before you even think about investing, you have to learn to think like a smart investor. Discipline, patience, long-term vision. These words may seem a bit boring, but that's where it all comes down to. I swear, if you want to reach your million, you have to stop chasing quick wins. Shortcuts? They put you lower than where you started. You see the thing? You have to accept that the road is long, that it requires consistency, and above all, that the small efforts of today make the big successes of tomorrow. And honestly, I wasn't born with a golden spoon, eh? But I learned how to wield it. Every decision I made, every mistake I made, it shaped me. Because frankly, you learn more from your mistakes than from your successes. And believe me, if you really want to become a smart investor, you have to know how to accept that you're going to fail sometimes. Let's talk about the most common mistakes. Wanting to get rich too quickly, blindly copying someone else, neglecting to learn. I assure you, I've seen people burn thousands of euros just because they thought they'd found the magic formula. Spoiler, it doesn't exist. So take a break. Take a breath. Imagine your future self, the one who thinks, who learns, who makes smart decisions. They're the one who's going to reach that million, not the one who rushes in headfirst, eyes closed. And the good news? This mentality can be learned. It can be worked on. And once you have it, you'll never look at money the same way again. Okay, now we come to a crucial moment, defining your goal. Because seriously, if you don't know exactly what you want, how are you going to achieve it? Do you want a million? Okay. How much do you want to save each month, and how quickly do you want to get there? Ask yourself this question seriously, and write down the answer. At first, I was skeptical. I thought, writing down my goals? It won't change anything. But believe me, just putting my numbers on paper, visualizing my plan in concrete terms, changed everything. It forces you to think, to see what's realistic and what's not. And most importantly, it makes you aware of your priorities. So let's get practical. Start with your budget. Write down all your expenses, see where you can cut back, and most importantly, automate your savings. Seriously, put £200, £300, £500 aside every month without touching it. Your future self will thank you. And there, do you see the thing? It's not a distant dream. It's a reality that is built step by step. And don't forget visualization. Imagine your account. Imagine that million you want to reach. Feel that freedom, that sense of accomplishment. Every time you take a small, concrete step toward your goal, you're moving forward. And that, man, makes all the difference. So write, plan, automate, and keep moving forward. Because now you're starting to chart your path to that million, step by step, and that starts in your head. Okay, now we get to the heart of the matter. Invest wisely, because frankly, you can plan all the budgets in the world. Visualize your million. If you don't know where to put your money, you risk stagnating. So let's talk about the different types of investments. You have the actions, to make your money work in the stock market. Real estate, to create a heritage that pays off in the long term. The crypto, a riskier but potentially explosive terrain if you understand what you are doing. And then there is the business, creating something of your own. It can bring you a lot of money, but be careful. You have to know how to manage it. And here, a little warning. Investing without understanding is like jumping into a swimming pool, without knowing if there's water. Seriously, I've made mistakes, and my wallet has screamed at me. I can't tell you how stressful it is. But it's precisely by making these mistakes that we learn the most. The important thing is to understand the risks before you jump in. And by understand, I mean really take the time, study, ask, test with small amounts. Not rush headlong into following the latest advice from a stranger on the internet. And remember, a smart investor never rushes. They analyze, they plan, they adjust. They know that ups and downs are part of the game. And most importantly, they stay calm, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Because it's in these moments that you separate the true investor from the one who just dreams of becoming a millionaire. So take a deep breath. Imagine your wallet working for you, every euro well invested. And tell yourself that every little decision you make today brings you a little closer to your goal, your million, built intelligently. Okay, now we get down to business. Because dreaming of a million is great, but build it step by step, it's better. First thing, cut out your lens. A million is a lot, but if you break it down into small, realistic steps, it becomes much more manageable. For example, instead of telling yourself, I want a million, say, okay, this year I'm aiming for an extra $12,000. Next month, $1,000, and so on. See the thing? Every little victory motivates you to keep going. And there, a quick aside. Do you know what that reminded me of? When I first started, I thought I had to get everything right the first time. The result? Stress, frustration, and the desire to give up. But once I learned to measure, track, and adjust, everything became clear. Tracking is crucial. Record your progress, check your plan monthly, and adjust what isn't working. Consistency is key. Even if you can only put in £100 this month, it doesn't matter. The important thing is to keep going, not to skip steps. Imagine for a moment. You put $500 a month into a smart plan, which grows little by little. At first, it seems slow, but after a few years, boom. Compound interest works its magic, and your million is approaching faster than you imagine. Seriously, it's thought-provoking. So take a deep breath, visualize your journey, and remember, every euro, every effort, every well-made decision brings you a little closer to your goal. The road is gradual, but it is measurable. And above all, it works if you follow it with consistency and discipline. So now let's talk habits. Because the difference between someone who dreams and someone who becomes a millionaire is often what they do. Each day. Not once a month, every day. Premier point. Learn continuously. Daily reading, following market news, understanding new trends. Even 20 minutes a day can transform you. Seriously. At first, I was skeptical, and then I started reading, listening, taking notes, and then I realized how much it changes the way you make decisions. Second point, control your emotions. Because markets, they're unpredictable. And believe me, the temptation to panic or rush in headfirst is enormous. But a smart investor knows how to breathe, analyze, and act calmly. Patience, again, makes all the difference. And then, the environment. You can't surround yourself with people who drag you down or who see money as a game. You have to be with people who understand investing, who challenge you, who inspire you. I went from oh no to let's go just by changing my environment. Believe me, it boosts your confidence and gives you a clear vision. Last thing, every little bit helps. A small daily gesture, a well-thought-out habit. It builds a millionaire mindset. You don't have to be perfect from the start. Start small, but start now, because every step brings you closer to your goal. And it's this consistency that makes all the difference. Okay, now let's talk obstacles. Because frankly, the road to your first million isn't always straight. There are ups, downs, and sometimes you wonder if it's really worth it. So how do you deal with losses and periods of doubt? First, accept them. Yes, it hurts to see an investment stagnate or lose money, but that's normal. Even the best investors have experienced failures. I promise you, I almost gave up. But that's when it gets interesting. Because it's precisely in these moments that you learn the most. Next, ignore the conflicting advice that keeps you going in circles. There's always someone telling you, do this, do that. But the key is to stick to your plan and adapt, not blindly copy. Every mistake is a lesson. Every hesitation, a chance to understand better. And above all, keep it perseverance. Even when it seems long, even when you think you're not making any progress. Imagine for a moment, you keep putting in a little bit each month, you adjust, you learn, and little by little, it all adds up. The results eventually come, and often when you least expect them. So take a deep breath, remember why you started, stay focused, stay patient, and most importantly, keep moving forward. Because it's in this perseverance that true wealth lies. So, let's talk about patience and consistency. Seriously, this is where many people go wrong. Because we live in a world where everything has to happen quickly, a click, a swipe, and presto. It's all there. But real wealth is built slowly. Look at those who want everything right away. They invest without thinking, panic at the slightest obstacle, and give up at the first sign of difficulty. And compare them to those who patiently build, month after month, euro after euro. The difference? A clear vision, and above all, patience. Take a moment to pause. Breathe. Imagine your future self, 5 years from now, with that million you've steadily built. Every little daily action, every consistent effort, every thoughtful decision, it all adds up. And it's truly magical. I remember a mentor telling me, time is your best ally, if you know how to be patient. At first, I admit, I was frustrated. But now I understand. Results don't come overnight. But when they do, they are durable, and believe me, that feeling of seeing your efforts pay off is priceless. So take your time, stay consistent, and know that every small step, even one invisible today, brings you closer to your goal. That's the magic. Consistency transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. So here it is. Now, take a moment and imagine your future. Imagine yourself, in 5 years, looking at your account, and seeing that million you've built up step by step. Your choices, your freedom, that financial security that allows you to live by your own rules. Do you feel that pride, that peace? It's not a distant dream. It's the reality you can create if you take action now. So do it. Draw up your plan, set your goals, make your first investment, read that book you've been putting off. Every little bit helps. Every step, no matter how small, gets you closer to your million. And honestly, it's sobering, isn't it? But I'm here to tell you, you can do it. Seriously. The road isn't easy. It requires patience, consistency, and discipline. But the rewards, it's worth every effort. Remember, it's not just about money. It's about your mindset, about believing in yourself and your plan. Every decision you make today, every effort you make, is you building your future. So breathe, visualize your success, and go for it. Because your million is waiting for you. And believe me, the satisfaction of having achieved it, it's indescribable.